And they
Hi.
fuck you at the drive-through every goddamn time.
Hey, everybody.
What's happening?
Yeah.
Is that our thing? We're going to talk about this?
Probably. I think
Yeah.
that T-Bone froze. There he is. Anyway, yeah. So welcome to the We're Not Talking About That podcast, where we talk about things that you don't want to talk about.
Or you do.
Today, we're talking. I made the. You know what? Wait a second. How was everybody's week?
Good. How are you, man?
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, how was yours?
Gordon's in disarray. He's moving. Things are being
Yeah,
uh
things are
You're
all up.
all. Your
shifted
life
Everything.
is.
and
Yeah, that has been my week, and I've just been farting around on a couple of other jobs, and that's pretty much it.
they
Struck us in the
didn't think
shop.
it was going to be hard enough, so they went and got a new dog, if you remember
Oh, that's
last
right.
week.
I remember you also got a new dog.
Right.
Why
Yes.
don't you adopt a kid too? Might as well.
I'm gonna adopt a some kind of I don't know.
Adopt an adult.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You
It's
can. They're
easier.
walking around all the time with someplace to go. They need someplace to go. Would you like to come home with me, sir? Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll do it.
Fuck yeah!
Fucking hell! What do I got to do? Well, you. What's it gonna take?
I have 2
Put a
dogs
roof over my head.
and a house.
Yes.
That's good. Well, I had a very long work week.
Tell us about your work week.
I'm doing a couple of kind of complicated projects. I'm doing a VR experience for our products, and I'm also putting together a controller for a demo that we have for this show in May. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to do a lot of things, and then I'm also being, of course, asked by many people to do incredibly stupid things that waste my time.
I know.
That's corporate America, people. That's
Yes.
what it is.
Oh, there it is.
And
There's
then when that
nothing.
shit doesn't happen right away, they get all pissed off. Weren't
They
we
do.
just discussing that, right?
They do. They get mad. People get
Yeah.
mad when you don't make their ideas into reality, and that's something we're going to talk about today, which
It is true. And
So you're
what's
putting up your
really
VR?
odd is this is the world Gordon and I live in too. You know, we on a daily basis look at plans on what a bunch of assholes behind a desk perceive as something's gonna look like, and then they, why doesn't that happen right now? This fucking shit takes time. It's steps,
Yes.
process.
ideas
But
do
yeah,
not turn into things instantaneously. It takes planning. It takes material. It takes whatever it takes. It takes a
logistic.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why today's episode, by the way, number 18, we are going to, I've titled it, Look What We've Done, because we have all, one of the main reasons that we've all connected is because we've worked on, we're all creative people who've worked on creative projects together. And there's a couple that we've done. And I know Gordon doesn't want to make this into like patting ourselves on the back. I think that we did a very good job on these projects, but that's not the point of it. The point in my mind is telling people what it takes to do a creative project. Because I think that if somebody had told me before we started, I might have planned better. I don't know, like,
differently
because
for sure.
these were difficult, and we didn't know what we were doing, and so it took a really long time. And like my assumption when we started these was, it'll, it's a few days. A few days was like more like over a year.
Over a year.
So
Or 3 years.
Or 3 years. Well, that's 2 projects in 3 years.
And then,
it would have been shorter than that.
Open-ended projects you guys still have, if you did have your idea board or whatever, there's
so
many ideas still there.
Well,
I think it's important.
I will say this though: is it on Lothar? And I hear people say this a lot about, when you have an idea about business, something, or like you got a concept about something. You can wait around till everything's right and in the right place to do your thing. But like when we did Lothar, we're like, fuck it. We're just starting with what
we just did it.
And it was a fucking purse camera and some clip-on lights from fucking Home Depot, and we got going.
Yeah.
And it looked funky, but we got rolling. And what we learned out of that was the other shit that you need,
Yeah,
which, you know,
it
that,
was an excellent,
like
and I
you
think that that's the creative process is it's long to get to something that you actually make. I think a lot of people have ideas, and that's great, but you have to exactly what you said. You just got to start. You got to do it. Otherwise,
I,
you
I
never.
I think just going over all this, it's as much as Gordon says, I don't want to pat ourselves or everybody on the back. It's we're coming into the whole. Originally, what started this conversation last week was the fact that we're coming into award season, and everybody's like, "Oh, look at me, look at
yeah.
me." But it's good to
What?
go over shit like this because you actually realize how hard it really is to make a production of any sort and all the
Yeah,
steps it takes.
and
And
of course,
this
the
is
people who
going to
actually
make
do
people
the
more
work
appreciative. It's going
don't
to
get
make us more
appreciated.
appreciative of the Oscars
Yeah,
because I'm
I
watching.
mean,
Okay,
they give the awards though to like the beautiful people who were in the
yeah,
movie.
that
It's like,
everything's political, but
dude, you're an actor. You didn't do that much, bro.
yeah.
Like,
You could do a
like the
lot worse. I saw a clip of Julia Sweeney today on a fucking this movie that she did, and I don't know how she got where she is. Except I do have a couple of ideas on how that happened.
Who is
But
she?
I don't know who Julia Sweeney is.
no, wait. Is it Sweeney? It's the one that was in Madam Web. She's got no, never
What's
I
mind.
don't know.
Madam Web's the new thing they're talking
Oh, is that the
new
girl
failure?
Spider Man?
Sydney Sweeney was her name, and
Sydney Sweeney, yeah.
I don't
I
know
she's
who
saw her
that
on
is.
SNL last week or the week before.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's a big thing, and yeah, I was looking to this morning. I was like, oh, she's got this movie, and it didn't get very well rated, and I was watching the trailer of it just for shits and giggles. It was a couple trying to act like a couple. They don't hate each other, but they got to act like a couple because of this fucking event. And she's terrible, dude. She was terrible in the fucking. I'm like, really? How did you get there? I
A
don't know.
lot of a lot of people are terrible in actors, and yet for some reason they make it, and I never
And
understand.
that's all these little steps it takes to make those scenes look better.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, here, let me start the slideshow. So I have a slide here. It says creativity is fun, but
yes,
taking ideas and making them into things is hard. And this is something I
Oh,
struggle with at work. I was telling T Bone before we started our podcast. I struggle with this at work because, like, people think that I can just make, uh, like, make a video, like, about this, and I'm like, well, dude, making a video it's hard. Like, you can't. It doesn't, like, if you want to have a good video, like,
yeah.
it's going to take me a while. They're like, well, we have, can you do it this week? It's like, no, I can't. And like everybody has ideas like this. Like, I made a couple of cartoons for work. Like,
Yeah,
they like
I think I saw
I
those ones. Were the old ones? Were you
yeah,
narrating that?
they
they're
look like
sort of
German
like,
propaganda.
yeah, they
It
look, they are
Those.
like German propaganda. The people I work for
is
did
a
not
bulletproof.
get
Is
the
one.
joke. Uh, so
That's
the
awesome.
thing is that now that I did that, they're like, well, can you just make another one of those? I'm like, whip one up. Like, it's like, no, you can't just whip it up. Like, it takes, first you have to have a script. I've explained this so many times. First you have to have a script. Then you have to have storyboards. Then you have to figure out, you have to make all the artwork. Then you have to,
Yeah,
uh,
without all that, can we just
yeah.
get with
So
it all?
isn't there a fast way to do it? Like, those are the kinds of stupid questions I get. So anyway, that's something I wanted to address, is that it's hard to make things, and it takes a long, 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 long time. Like,
Three
it isn't,
longs.
it's not fast, right?
Three longs don't make a light.
Like
But
you think about all the just to make a film, all the you know shit that needs to happen, all in the same time, all in the same realm. It's like it's a wonder any of it actually gets
Dude,
done. You
look
know,
at a feature film's credits and look how many people are involved. And
yeah,
that isn't even all of them. That's just the people who they're forced to give credit to because of unions and things.
yeah,
Like, there's a fuckload of people who worked on it who didn't even get any recognition.
yeah, absolutely.
So, stop motion animation, which is what we're kind of going to talk about, because those are the two projects that we finished. It takes even longer.
Yeah,
well,
and honestly,
well,
that's a love. That's kind of been a life love of mine since I was a kid, and I think you're the same way. I
Oh
think
yeah.
you know. started with the Rankin and Bass stuff that I was, like we used to talk about, like you had to
Mm-hmm.
have your ass in front of the TV set at a certain hour
You did.
of the night, especially when the Christmas specials were coming around, or you can go fuck yourself. You missed
Yeah.
it and you're crying. And guess what? There's no reruns and there's no
No,
fucking
you didn't get to
videotape.
see
Man,
it.
those Christmas animation ones were so fucking that was with us. I
Well, I
remember
think
just
Rudolph
growing
was the
up.
biggest inspiration for me for our. That's what inspired me to get started on our stop motion that we
Yeah.
did.
So which one had the Heat Miser in it? Because I love that one.
Well, that's one
That
of the Rudolphs, I
I
think.
was it
think
one of
it's
the Rudolph,
Rudolph's
or was it the
Shiny
Snowman?
New Year,
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. I'm Mr. Oh, you can't
yeah.
fucking
No,
sing
no,
because
wasn't that the
they'll
one with the
nail us.
snowman that was Burl Ives? The snowman with the little goatee
Well,
thing?
Silver
that's the
and
original one.
gold,
That's the original.
silver and gold.
That's the number one Rudolph. That's the '60s Rudolph. Because some of the other
The
ones were
Rudolph.
made later in the '70s and
Wait a
stuff.
minute,
They
there
had
was other Rudolphs? I
yes.
Yeah,
thought there was just the one Rudolph, the
No,
red-nosed
there's
reindeer.
there's their original Rudolph, and then there's a bunch of, it was very popular, so they made several more.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was Rudolph's sloppy prom date. There was
Yes, there was.
Rudolph's. Yeah, there was all sorts of
Rudolph,
Rudolphs.
Rudolph does
Shiny.
Winterland.
Rudolph hits rock bottom and gets
Yeah.
handies on Sunset Boulevard. Uh, fucking, yeah,
Rudolph goes to prison.
yeah, Rudolph goes to prison
Rudolph's shiny
and makes a shank out
brown
of his hoof.
rear.
Yeah.
Ah,
But, yeah. Um, Yeah, the stop motion stuff, and weren't we talking about the Rankin and Bass era, where it's like you shot stuff, and then you didn't even know if it was going to be working because you had to develop it all. You know what I mean? It's not like you could see it
That sucks,
immediately,
right?
right?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whether
yeah.
that
you got to
worked or
do the whole
not,
thing
not
again.
immediately known. Yeah.
Well, so to give some background to this, I was hard up on my luck in the early 2000s, and I was working construction in the mountains. I met Gordon, who was also kind of hard luck Charlie.
Hang on a second. I think we're gonna run into the Albuquerque Connect.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna roll right into the Albuquerque Connect.
Yeah, I actually was like splitting my time between Albuquerque, New Mexico, and California, and like Los Angeles at the time as well. And that's where T-Bone comes in because he's an Albuquerque connection. And then I don't exactly know how it all happened, but we all ended
Friends
up
of
kind of,
friends.
yeah, friends of friends and mixing up and everything mixed up. And one day I remember buying I finally got out of the construction thing, and Gordon and I used to like commiserate together while we worked in the fucking snow building.
Your hands are going, and you're just talking about stories and shit, and that.
Yeah. Log cabins. And we like, I finally got out and got another engineering job. And I remember getting a digital camera, and this was 2007 or 6. And I remember that camera, I was like, man, it's easy to take pictures now. I wonder if we could make a stop motion animation. And I got with Gordon, who was like, yeah, I think we can. And that's where all of this came from. So it was a couple of guys kind of hating their.
What was your very first project you were working on together? Was it Lothar?
It was Lothar.
It was Lothar.
Yeah,
It was Lothar.
Do you
Yeah.
have any Lothar pulled up for us to view?
Well, let's see.
And-
Aha!
And
Yeah.
Lothar's one of my faves that you
I
guys
love
have
this.
done.
Look at that.
I know there's not a
There's-
lot of them, but
the
of all the
castle,
ideas,
yeah.
Lothar's one of my faves.
This was 100% pure. Go with what you got. You
Yeah.
know, Gabe made the faces. Gabe made the dolls, and did all this stuff out of Sculpey. I think wasn't it Sculpey?
It was Sculpey. Yeah.
Sculpey is like a clay type
Play-Doh?
of thing that you
Yeah,
can
it's,
form a very
it's-
form, and then you bake it, and
You bake it, it gets hard.
gets hard.
So what's funny is, yeah, this is all made out of whatever I had around. Like I made the green skinned wizard Sartain.
Sartain.
That's actually
And
my
we came up with a name for him. It was just on Gabe's bookshelf when we were in that room. Remember?
yeah. There's a book called
Misery for Sartain or something.
there's a book called it was something for Sartain.
For
And it's
Sartain,
like-
oh, that's it. They already-
It might have been like an O. Henry novel or something like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
remember, but Yeah, I
But
was
that's
just there. We were
right
like,
there. If you're watching that, that's him on the left.
yeah, that's him. Yeah, if you can see,
Lothar looks
that's
like he's got football pads on, but that's just how you do when you're a fucking metal god.
yeah. So of course Lothar,
and he's like hand of the king, right?
Yeah,
he's the wizard. He's the wizard of it. And the funny thing about Sartain is I made him out of and this gets into the creativity thing. I made him out of like like a model dummy, the wood ones,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
like
That
that.
you can move around.
I was
And
like, oh, this is perfect. This is and I glued the head on, and I put like that's actual. I think that's my mother's hair from when she was a kid. We had it around, and I like
Trying
used
to
it.
keep something from when I was a kid. I was gonna paste it on this demon right here.
Yeah, exactly. I put it.
I was gonna. Can I use your hair to paste on my demon?
So the thing is, it was a lousy idea to use an armature that was that wooden thing because it just didn't stay. Like
Yeah.
it just wasn't, and that also
Not professional armatures. This
no.
was definitely.
Wait.
Well, we're gonna get into how much unprofessional it is.
Yeah.
When we start talking
What
about.
do you mean those cans back there? I
Yeah.
love that.
So Lothar is actually his armature I made out of Tinker Toys that I so that's even worse. Like Sartain was like a professional armature by comparison. Like,
but again, go with what you got. And
you got go with what you. I had Tinker Toys, so I did it. The set was actually it's foam core, which is painted, and the columns for the throne are made of cans painted, and then there's some stones and
yes.
things.
Yes,
It was
I love it. It
was, but okay. This stage that we did this on was in my bedroom at my grandmother's house where I was living at the time, and it took up so much room. I slept under, like part of my bed was under the stage, and I would just sleep under
to do what you have to do.
Part of the stage.
we built this PVC pipe light grid above the stage in order we could move the lights where we needed them, but it was so chintzy, dude.
It was
it
actually looks good. If you look at the lighting, the lighting's actually very good. We used real gels. We used like professional gels. That was the one professional thing we used. Yeah.
But you know what? I got to say, when we were in there doing it, you really felt like you were doing something. It's like
it did. It did. I wish we had pictures, but I mean, so this is now.
You guys do.
What's that?
We do. You gotta have it somewhere.
Man.
We never took pictures of ourselves, nor had anybody else take pictures while we were fucking around.
I don't think so.
Yeah, there's got to be fuck around pictures where it's shot. You guys
but those computers are long gone. If they were on anything,
where are those computers now?
Oh, dead. For context, we did this now 16, almost 17 years ago is when we started this project. Yeah. So this.
Did any of you guys have gray hair at the time?
No. I didn't have it.
You guys have pubic hair.
No. I must have. I was in my early 30s. I was so young and happy.
Yeah.
You're happier now. You're smarter.
I have a little. I don't know if I'm smarter.
He's educated. That doesn't mean he's smart.
Oh, well, I am more educated than I was.
Let's hope you learn as you go along. We all try to a little.
Yeah, but
what a fucking good thing that was, and I think we knew kind of the basics about how this all went, but then Gabe put together so many things that made the script and the voices work with syncing up. I remember how you did that, but you had a few programs, didn't you?
Yeah, well, one of the challenges was for us making this was we'd never done it before, so we just took we made audio clips of each of the scenes, and then we would go through, and I had something that broke the audio clips into 24 frames a second, and then we'd know
that was perfect.
Where on it we would do it. But we did not use any professional software, so we used a mishmash of all different things. Also, Gordon did most of the animation, and he would hit the button every time on the camera, which if you watch it, sometimes there's some jiggle because
right in the beginning. Yeah,
like
right in the beginning.
yeah, it's and also our stage
You
wasn't
gotta
all
press
that.
the camera, and then every time you hit
You
it, it
didn't have the
moves a
push
little bit.
button.
No,
Now was the next one.
we did that. We
that was
learned and
yeah.
we got a camera we got a much better camera for the second one.
Yes.
So do you guys want to watch some Lothar? I think that I
I
can
would love to.
Yeah.
okay.
It is
So
so
let me
bottom basement, but it's so fun. And you know
okay.
what? I remember being in there going like, if I can do this for the rest of my life, I'd be happy.
I know,
I,
me too.
man, this was so much fun.
But you decided not to do it, and look how happy you are.
Yeah, yes, I'm just thrilled.
You got to keep
Okay, you
doing
guys,
it.
I have
Now we're
Lothar
looking
up.
at all the porn you've looked at now. Look at that.
Can you guys hear it?
Yeah, I
A
can hear it. There
perfect
it goes.
system, a circle of life, the cycles, the seasons, a spinning blue bulb. Some call it Gaia, we call it Earth, with billions of creatures of all kinds, oceans, mountains, valleys.
And that's all fine and well.
And now,
However, in the dark reaches of the universe, back there in the dark, lies a planet. A dark planet. A planet of volume.
Okay, I have to stop it because I know that YouTube will
Gonna get in trouble with that.
we'll get in trouble. This was grandfathered into YouTube, so they play some they
Do
allow
some,
us.
Scrub to the animation a little bit of that.
Yeah,
and we can
let's
just,
get there. So that was all. Wow,
right to it.
this is okay. Let me get. Yeah, this.
Keep going.
Oh,
Yeah.
what it is,
What did it do?
What it do?
what it be.
maybe we want to hold on. Let's see this
We'll
part.
scrub it.
What it
Yeah.
do? What it be? What it is? Yo, check this shit out.
Yeah, come on. The night starts with a conference call to all my crew. What y'all getting into? What y'all want to do? It's a new hot spot.
Very first
Is there no
scene.
defense against this onslaught? What happened to the demon dynasty I once presided over? What happened to
Good
my
stuff
metal
right there.
kingdom? It's all bitches and hoes, sideways hats,
Flag
freaking
says,
gold
fuck
teeth.
yeah.
Ridiculous. Why is everyone else someone else's nigga?
Before it's
So-
time. Before it's time.
Yeah, so I think in
Canceled.
that yeah, I think
Boom.
in that clip, you could see how kind of rudimentary our process was.
I love the spinning of the telescope.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
he's sort of scooting away.
With
It was awesome.
rudimentary sound effects. I don't even remember what
No.
is that. What does the banner in the back say?
Says fuck yeah.
Oh, it does.
Fuck
Okay.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Fuck yeah. Dude,
I-
I'm like, I remember you. That's perfect. That's exactly what it needs to say when you're a fucking metal god.
Let's
Get
see.
into
I'm gonna.
Sartain.
There's the gay robot. What was
Yeah,
that,
we also had these slave girls. The slave girls.
we had a
they-
whole story for the slave girls. They were like cockroaches, but like little demons that were
Well,
in the
there was
castle.
also, wasn't there side thought on they would have a story as well?
Yes.
We had a whole side story for them. They were just, you could never find them in the castle. They were in there somewhere, and they were always doing devious shit.
So
Behind
let
the
me ask you guys this: as Lothar is looking into his telescope, everything, is that going to be like one of all the episodes of things you guys you see in different things? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Because the whole world, if you were talking about it, right, Gabe? So this was
Yeah.
a solar system, and all the planets had a musical theme. So
Yeah.
this happens to be the planet of metal. There was going to be battles, of course, with the other planets.
Yeah, there's going to be
course.
there was going to be the so again, just for background, Lothar was not supposed to be a one-off. In fact, there's multiple scripts. I think we had like 3 or 4
Yeah.
scripts that were different episodes. We were so ambitious. We thought we were going to make this really like we were going to make this whole series, and we just keep going. But it took so long to do the first one, and then we had other ideas that, as that came up. But yeah, this was supposed to be a whole universe. There's going to be like the planet of hip hop, the planet of
like the Grateful Dead planet. So
the
remember,
Grateful Dead. Yeah. Oh, there was going to be the
no.
Grateful Dead
That's fucked
gnomes. We were going to have the super metal dyke squad on war pigs. Like
Dude.
we had so many things that were so fun, and I actually made some more models. Like
Remember those hippies were going to fly in on a fucking Volkswagen bus kind of thing and
yeah,
land in the forest, and they're playing at the Grateful Dead out there, and Lothar's all pissed about it. He's like, he's got to send a demon. He's got to conjure a demon to go kill everybody because he hates it so bad.
yeah, and that let's see
What
the
about the trucker Mr. T? Wasn't there a trucker Mr. T guy coming out of that whole thing too, or is that a whole different?
That was a
oh
whole thing. Yeah.
here's Sartain in one of my favorite scenes. I'm gonna play
Is
this.
this the, yeah, this
This,
is your sister
I'm
Jamie
just
singing
trying
the
to
Sartain
standardize
song.
communications around here. But no.
My favorite.
Yes, my lord.
We should have stuck to this. Honestly,
Sartain.
we had a buddy of ours who really loved this stuff, and we had done a different one after this, and he's like, "Where's Lothar?"
Yeah,
dude?"
where's
He goes,
Lothar?
Yeah, he's
said-
like, "Where's Lothar?" We were like, we did so much work on Britney that our next one that we're like, "Oh, this is our new masterpiece," and he's like, "Yeah, that's great. Where's Lothar?"
Yeah, where's more Lothar?
Should have gone back to more of this. I honestly think this could be resurrected into something.
It could. We'd have to.
Nice
There's-
screenshot.
There's we're gonna
Gotta
get.
go through the thing with it though, because it's not that offensive. I guess maybe it is. I
It's
don't
not
know.
really supposed to be offensive. It's
Well, when the robot's going, what was that? Robot was
it was TV bot, which is literally what it's just a robot that I had. I still have him. He's up on my shelf.
Yeah,
Yeah,
TV bot.
he literally it says TV bot on him, so we called him that.
Dude, I was just going through the lyrics the other day. You know, I'll turn you into a bowl of troll gizzards, but trolls can regenerate, so it's not like it wouldn't be any kind of. Let me get my D&D book, and he's
Yeah.
Let
me get my.
Can you not see?
Oh my god! The I think that this. Hold on. This is where he. Okay, this is a rant where he talks about
Manowar album back there.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see. Watch this clip. Hold on a second.
You Sartain?
Again, I pray you do not.
The grunge. Hacks mashing around on their cheap instruments, playing cheaply and bad. Hot women covered up by flannel. Flannel for the sake of balls. Like transvestite lumberjacks.
Transvestite lumberjack.
And in the background, we're that's Gordon playing the guitar and me singing, "Hey ho, butter my muffin and the coffee on the concrete." Yeah.
Literally threw a mic on the ground, put a little amp down there, and Gabe leaned over and yelled that, and we had it in a take.
That was it. And yeah, we put it in. But you know, this was supposed to. This ended on like a. And I will say that even for the time, it's long. Like it's like
10 minutes.
It's like a
9 or
10 minutes.
It's long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Britney's long too.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta let this dog out again.
Yeah.
You know, let me see. Give me a second, Wayne. Come on.
So that's Lothar.
Lothar's badass. I love Lothar.
I'm gonna bring up Britney's next.
I got that one. A show.
Let's see. Yeah, so that was the first animation that we made. It was very rudimentary. We used, again, not any professional software. It was very basic and core, but we tried to do what we could. You know, we had there's some animation that we did in the beginning and stuff with Flash, and but it was so much fun to make. That was the main thing about it.
Can you click the little box on the bottom of that screen and just make it all instead of looking at all those ads too?
Sure, yeah. Well, I was hoping to get endorsements.
Oh, you think we'll get endorsements?
No.
That's good. Thank you.
I don't think so.
This one involved the family choir in this lovely song. I think Gabe wrote this song.
This is where I sort of walked in. You guys had already made this, but you were putting music to it. And
Yeah,
we needed music to it, so T-Bone brought in some help. This was the emergence of the family choir.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. This is where T-Bone came in. We needed a theme song for our next project, which is called Breakfast at Britney's, which it's a brilliantly written by
It's
Gordon.
awesome.
It's brilliantly written satire of Britney Spears,
And her life at the time,
who
right?
Paris Hilton.
Paris Hilton had Nicole Richie
Nicole
and
Richie,
What's her name?
Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay
Lindsay
Lohan.
Lohan.
So
Yeah,
at the time, this is 2007, 2008, they were all like party girls and they were all freaking out, like doing all kinds of terrible things. And so
Brit had cut her hair off, and I think was taking after
Yeah,
cars.
this was
with,
just where she was
umbrellas.
having the breakdown, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
And of
We
course,
chose to capitalize on that.
yeah, whether
As
I
you
don't know,
do.
not sure if we'd be canceled for it now, but
You're about to find out.
yeah, but so we needed a short theme song, and this is where T-Bone came in. He brought the theme song, so let's take a look. Oh, hold on, I'm in the wrong place.
That's awesome, yeah.
Hold on, here we go.
She's a teen celebrity, even though she's 23. She teaches girls how to be girls. It's breakfast at Britney.
Now, this whole beginning, if you don't know, was based on it. If some of you are not
Partridge
old
Family
enough to know,
style.
it's Partridge Family thing. And
Yeah, it is.
See, that's what I saw. You guys were genius by doing that. It
Yeah.
was just fucking classic.
That was definitely Gordon's idea.
I just saw
That's a
that
good
Partridge
call.
Family thing was going to be, yeah, I don't know why, but there it is.
Except I used a quail instead as a reference to California as a state
Yeah.
bird. So,
But that's exactly how the Partridge Family thing that falls. I think an egg breaks open and a bird walks out or something like that.
yeah. Let me show the first scene here. We'll just play a little bit.
Now, you guys have come a long way in your animation, too,
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
I need my colon clam. I'm stopped up like a Tijuana free clam.
I need my colon cleansed and stopped up like a Tijuana free clinic.
Yes, Miss Britney?
That's right.
That's there you canceled. Now you made
We're already canceled in this.
Face, Miss Britney.
Okay, so I want to talk about how much work it took to make this. So I made this set. This was done on the Lothar set. We struck the Lothar set down and put up the breakfast. Yeah, put the Breakfast at Britney set.
I gotta say, you guys, from Lothar to this, just the way it looks, everything, you came a long way. You did things and you learned, and that's how you do things.
We did, and
you progress.
The main thing is that we had a much better camera. I still have that camera. It's a Canon, and the main thing about it is it's a real DSLR camera, so it's a professional camera basically, and it had a remote. So I got the remote for it too, and we were able to not touch the camera. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, we pretty much did everything else the same. I mean, it was the camera is really the main thing as far as shooting goes.
The dolls are awesome.
So, and also, I mean, we were going to go on to a second Lothar, but this whole thing came out of a car ride you and I, Gabe, were going somewhere. And I remember where it was, and we started laughing our balls off about the concept of meat hands and something like that. I got a meat hand. And this was born out of that. And then we kind of came up with an idea for it. But and that's how Lothar got, well, we're going to wait for, you know.
I'm going to, maybe I can get to the meat hands part. Oh, should we watch?
Right here.
I like Kevin, though.
Yeah, we better do the Kevin part. So this is Kevin Federline.
Kevin's still got a key to Britt's house.
Yeah.
And he kind of comes in whenever he feels like it.
Yo, bitch.
What the hell are you doing here, Kevin?
Ham sandwich. My shit is starving.
You don't live here anymore. Give me the key back.
Can't do that and shit. Yo, break the knees off some dead presidents and shit.
What?
I'm taking them kids to hip-hop dance class. Then I'm gonna show them how to act hard, dress and talk like they gangsters. Then we're gonna go hat shopping, get some ice cream, and maybe beat up homeless people because it's easy and shit.
Okay, downtown Juliet Brown right now. There's a tough slap fits around like this, y'all. Fucking take her in the fucking alley. You kick that shit.
The eyes.
Hey, I need some groceries up in this mofo.
Yep. So there's Kevin.
Another canceled again.
Cancel again. Cancel again. We
Dick
can't
life.
Dick life. It's. I mean, this was man. I can't tell you how much fun it was to make this. It was a lot of fun.
It was.
And we went
Of
through.
course, mascara tears, which takes on a whole goth thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
That's
okay. They
because
try to
you
make
have awesome friends,
I
right?
think it's bad.
Yeah, they try to make. So they're trying to make pina coladas, and that's
And they're trying to
basically.
stuff the whole coconut in the blender.
Yeah,
And of
let's
course-
see if we can get to the meat hands part.
Lindsay Lohan.
Hey, pig.
What's up, Snatch Rag?
You called?
I'm making pina coladas for us.
What's that?
Of course, no pop
It's supposed
screens.
to be coconut.
It's all hairy. Gross.
It's not working.
You know what? I asked the guy at Starbucks, and he said you had to push down real hard with your hand.
Yes,
Really?
that's what you do with a
Yeah,
blender.
he said he couldn't do it there because sanitation and shit.
Was he cute?
Yeah, but like Jesus cute with a beard and shit.
I would totally nail Jesus.
Me
would
too, but
totally nail
gross.
Cancel.
Starbucks
Canceled again.
Jesus?
Boom.
Yeah,
By
the
the
wise
Christians.
man too. Think of all the shit you could learn. You know what? It's time to party.
Here we go. Here we go with the bloodbath. I don't think anybody really expects
Oh,
this to turn into a
what
bloodbath, but
happened?
it starts right now.
meat hand.
There it was.
There it is.
It was.
Meat hands.
We finally got to say it, and it got on film somewhere. I got a meat hand.
Yeah, it's basically the whole thing is about
Shit.
these guys all like getting their hands like messed up in the blender, and it's
In the blender,
it-
trying
like,
to make
that's
some pina
that's the whole
coladas.
thing. But it's
Trying to have a classy breakfast, fucking eggs and booze and shit. You know, real classy.
real classy. It was
Yeah. So this was a good time.
It
And,
was.
which-
and
It
it
got a
gets
little gory.
it gets very
Yeah.
gory. This well, this is
And
one of my
that's
favorite
long-
parts. I'm gonna do this to just show
Well, they
this one
rub-
part.
They rub nubs.
Yeah, they
do-
rub their meat hands together.
They rub them.
Uh, but I will, and then Paris or Nicole Richie
Nicole
comes,
Richie.
and they cut off her
Zoltar
legs,
gets
and
Yeah.
Paris Hilton comes and uses
Jams are in.
jams her in, and then Paris Hilton uses her face,
And of course,
and it's all
Skeleton face.
yeah. At the end, it just gets very bloody. Like let's see.
Takes a pussy to do a man's job.
yes,
Is this where the vomiting starts?
It's crunchy.
No.
It's good.
good.
Oh, the spitting.
Just spitting blood juice on everybody. But I don't know why.
How are you guys squirting?
I don't even remember how we did that. Like that's supposed to be Paris Hilton is trying to talk, but she's stuck her face in the blender, so it's just blood coming out of her. Like
It's just blood spurts coming out
Out of
but
her
they
mouth.
can all seem to understand that. They
Pretty
understand
gory.
it.
yeah, it's very gory. And then
Yeah,
we
Gabe and I really come up with a kids show too, but you know the problem is this is where we tend to go.
yeah,
with
that's
things. We're like, dude.
this is why we could
it's-
never make a kids
Yeah.
show. But I want to point out that this was supposed to be a reference to Lothar, which you'll see right now.
Yeah, he's watched it.
What is this, Lord?
Oh, you've been watching the Celebrity Planet again, haven't you?
I can't keep my eyes off it. It's like watching a 24-hour car wreck. I think I need to take a bath.
I'll go make some pina coladas.
No!
Yeah, awesome. That's Lothar was supposed to come back after that.
That was
And we,
supposed to be. It was supposed to be an interlude between.
I love the bring back. I think it should be every time at the end of everything you guys ever do, it should be Lothar just like even
Yeah.
if it's just
Oh
one
my
scene and
God.
he's like,
we had a different Britney too. We had a second one for that where she goes to save some children from Angelina Jolie.
Oh yeah, who's boxing him up and sending him to herself?
Boxing them up and sending them home to
Yeah.
herself. And so they all go out as a military unit. So yeah. Anyways,
That's yeah. I think for anybody,
2007.
yeah, that's when we started Lothar. Actually, Lothar came out in 2007. We must have started in 2006.
Yeah.
And then we finished Britney like at the end of 2008 or something like that. Britney took like a year and 4 months, if I recall. And the breakfast.
We were working on weekends, and that's like one day, we work on a Saturday and try to blow through 1,200 frames. Now, to know it's like the what we did on Britney, 10,000 single pictures.
It was over 10,000 individual photos were taken to make Breakfast at Britney's. And then
Gabe made these mouths that we had all the consonants made.
Yeah.
And then he and I split the duties of just trying to put those things
in the right place.
Every picture.
We did it like manually. So
yeah.
This is one of the things
like South Park style, right? Didn't they do a very similar deal?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally.
Now I have a plugin for After Effects, which we didn't use After Effects for these, but we would be, if we were smart, we would be using it. Like,
yes,
we would have used it. We just didn't have the money to have the Adobe suite at the time. And so I have a plugin now that just it just does the mouth movements for you. Basically, you put the audio in, you put your mouth movements in, it just does them. So it takes a fraction of the time to do it at this point.
And Lothar's got a thyroid issue going on too, I think.
Yeah, his eyes. Well, his eyes and his eyebrows are clay. His eyebrows and eyes are clay. And
do you do it different if you're going to do a new Lothar?
I don't know. I've thought about that. Like, if we were to redo this, what would we do differently? And
Sartain has to be just like that. And
I still have Sartain stored, so I could actually, theoretically, he could be made again. Actually, and this is what we did with Lothar the second time around. We actually took the original and molded it, and we were able to make another Lothar head. And that's what we would probably do with Sartain, is just mold him and then remake him. I mean, we might not be able to get my mother's hair again, but I don't think anybody would notice that we weren't.
Dude, you can do it when she's sleeping. You just go in there.
Well, her hair is gray now. I mean, this is her childhood hair.
Sartain's hair would be great now too.
Yeah, that's true.
It is.
It is.
It's like the time has passed, Mom. You come at her with some scissors and see what happens. Might need a little bit of that.
I would love.
Don't even confront it. Just do it while she's sleeping.
I would love to rehash Lothar for sure. Like, that would be incredible, and that's why this next slide shows the future is bright.
Yes.
Here's something that I'm currently working on, which is another idea that Gordon and I had, was to make a pseudo children's show. It's not an actual children's show. It's called General Joe. And I think that if you listen to this podcast, you've probably heard the General Joe song, because it's written by T-Bone. And I'm looking at 3D animation for doing some shorts of General Joe. So it's something we could look at doing.
I'm looking forward to that.
I feel like we might be able to make some very short computer animated General Joes, and it might rekindle us into, also, we have a lot more space these days. We'd probably be able to do a stop mo again, maybe of something like Lothar, and take.
I have a fucking garage now, so I mean, there's always way the fuck up there. But
I mean, my parents live up there, so I mean, I have.
My parents live up there now, dude. Yeah.
So anyway,
we also had another.
I have an electric bicycle. I can get up there.
Electric bicycle. Electric bicycle.
But I think that I think that what we've done here is I hope that if whoever's listening to this, we've encouraged you to go ahead and do your projects regardless of the.
Yeah. If it seems hard, that's because it is.
Yeah.
But honestly, the lesson is.
I remember our buddy Rand saying this, because Rand was always into tuning. I remember he said a really nice thing one time, and he's like, the fact that we finished it he was like, "You guys have already succeeded," because
That's
we were
true.
like, "I don't know how far this is going to go," and it was a very sweet thing to say.
It was, and it's true. And I think that's anything you do, you finished it, you succeeded, because it's the road going there. Even if you don't finish it, I feel like you succeed because it's the road.
Rand is actually a link to all of us and all
He
of
is.
this.
So
If you
getting
think about
back
it,
to the Albuquerque Connect, so
he is the glue.
He is.
Rand and Gabe were working together, and then I was up there staying with a couple friends of mine, Brandon and Cherie, or Pixie now, but those two came over, and because I was looking for work up on the hill, and they're like, "Yeah, we're building these things. You know, come work with us," and I'm like, "Cool." And so, but you knew Rand T-Bone from back in Albuquerque,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
we had mutual friends. We went to a lot of the same shows, some
yeah,
Eric McFadden
Oh,
shows.
I've been to those.
There's a little plug.
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe the Eric
Gabe
Mc.
was probably in the same freaking room, you know, at the same damn time, and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
and that's where Gabe. I knew you from affiliation from Joey,
Yeah.
Baby Joey,
That's right.
the artist.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was the odd part. Is that's where I think I met Gordon, was through
Yeah.
the construction world of Baby Joey and
Yeah, I went from working with Rand and Gabe, and then I went to working
Peaks
with
and
Joey.
Valleys, Lope.
Peaks and Valleys.
Ah.
And then I met you because we were painting at that mall, and Joey's like, "You got to meet these guys. This is where you belong, Lope. Let's walk over there." And I'm like, "All right, dude."
That Joey was the most
Fuck you
punk
guys
rock
doing?
person ever.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He is pure punk rock.
100%.
I just read a story in the LA Times this morning pertaining to punk rock. You guys should read it. We'll talk about it later. But
Okay.
it's about the serial killer, the Hillside Killer, back in the 70s. Anyway, read about that. So this is generated from a computer, Tanky.
Yes, that
This is
tanky
how
is made
you-
on a computer. Yes.
That's Tanky, and that's General Joe.
Well, I think the General Joe is one of the only things that we could actually get away with doing in computer animation because it's extremely simple.
I think I see him being more squat, like a dwarf. You know what I mean? Like
Is that where he is? What's his voice sound like?
I don't know, Arlie Ermy, maybe.
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
something like that.
Is he Southern? Is he?
He could be. I mean, we got to write a script and see what happens. But dude, and also I got to touch on the other thing that I loved a lot with the idea, and I don't know if you've got any pictures of that hanging around, was Lager and Stout.
Ah, Lager and Stout.
That's one of my favorite ideas. Dude. I sat and wrote so many little guitar bits that you would hear like from a 70s cop show. Like it was somewhere between SWAT meets Starsky and Hutch or Beretta.
Yeah, that's one that's
thinking right along.
Now we started that, but I think the way we were going about it was like we're like, this is going to be a lot of work, right? This is going to be more work than the stop mo.
Well,
because I think we kind of went, you know,
yeah, it ended. I mean, so that one is a little embarrassing because it's so near completion, and it just continues to be at that point of not quite completed yet. So
it's nonsense.
There's so much potential there for that, though.
There is.
What do we got to do to get that across the finish line?
Well, I'm going to have to see if I can resurrect those files and see. They are so deprecated at this point because of the fact that we did it on a really old software, and now the software is so much further ahead that it's like it's like
let me ask this: would it be easier now at this point to do?
Oh, absolutely, because things like the mouth movements are just. It's just so much easier to do. Like that's most of the work right there is like mouth movements. And
I mean, with the stop mo, we got to actually be together in the room. But like with this, we could trade off. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
dude. And I'm just gonna throw out an idea here right now. It's just spitballing, but the voice I have for Stout in my head is Chris Robinson from Hot Tub Time Machine.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
From The Office, that dude. It just sounds like he'd be a Stout.
I mean, it's fully resurrectable.
We should try to get actually people to play these We'll put ours in, Gabe, and then we'll see if we can get somebody else to come in.
Yeah,
and actually do the
yeah,
voices.
let's see if we can resurrect it. I mean, I think that there's a lot of potential. We've learned a lot. I've certainly gotten
Tell me
much.
on what you think we could
No, I think you
possibly
just do an
resurrect.
invitation. I think it's got to be your guys' voice, because if I'm watching anything that you guys do, it's one of the things I love the most is going, oh yeah, that's Gabe right there. I've heard Gordon say shit like that, so I know that's him. So I think it's you guys that have to resurrect voices like that. But yeah.
Well, we will. Well, I'm glad that we talked about this because
we do it all.
We'll continue to try and do some.
You know, we get older and we start moving farther away, and we used to all kind of be in the same town. And now Gabe's in Irvine, and I'm going to be a little farther away. But you know, with technology these days, I'm hoping we can make that.
Remote work is the way of the future.
Way of the future.
The way of the future is remote work, and it's totally doable. Well, anyway, I think what have we learned today?
We've learned take what you got and fucking start wherever you are
and do it. Yeah,
and do it.
Just go out and do it, people. And
I've heard that before. That's nothing new. People
don't
say
be
that
all fucking LA and not just fucking talk about doing shit.
Yeah.
Just do shit.
I say that too.
Just
Don't talk about it. Just get out there.
Shut up and start.
I'm guilty of doing that shit. I talk about going fishing all the time.
Too, yeah.
I'll go fishing.
Oh God, I fucking hate fishing.
I don't fucking go anywhere. You just hate everything.
I hate fishing. Fishing is so lame.
Take you to Costco and leave you there.
You know what that means?
That's that. Let's go. Oh, I wonder how many people are listening and not watching. Because what the fuck?
Okay, so
somebody's back.
Somebody
over there
just
on the
rolled
left.
around in a candy cane.
we're at the Does This Look Infected segment. I have picked some truly disgusting ones this week.
Yeah, you really did. You did a number.
What is that middle thing? What am I looking at?
You got to decide whether it's an infection.
Is that a foot? Is that a foot?
It's a leg.
Oh, God.
It's a leg. By the way, it's on the person. You just can't see it.
I don't think an infection would last past that fire, so I'm going to say no in the middle.
Okay.
I'm going to go
That's a
yes.
dude with some bad acne that rolled around in a candy cane. For show.
It looks like he fucking got. Yeah, this guy rolled around in pistachios or something. He tried to make himself.
Yeah, the first one looks like a mountain that's got candy cane bits on it, but it's actually somebody's back. The middle one looks like a dried up mummified leg. And
that is infected.
The third one looks like little bumps that are. I mean, that one is the one that creeps me out the most. I think is these.
I think that's infected too. The inside. I'm going to go yes on all of them.
You saying yes?
What are you going, T-Bone?
T-Bone?
I'm going to say yes, no, yes.
Okay.
Okay, yes, no, yes. You guys ready?
Yeah.
No, yes, no.
Oh, just the opposite.
Okay, so the first one is a botfly infection. Now, the reason don't get
that's nasty.
So
that's nasty.
I learned this last night that is not actually an infection. They called it a botfly infection for some reason, but the botflies can't actually hatch out of those things if there's an infection. It's like your body fights it, kills the botfly shit. So when they hatch, they were not infected. It's just a fucking botfly laying eggs in your fucking skin, and this guy has so many of them. That's so gnarly.
No. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Doesn't he have anybody to fucking help him?
I don't know.
You got a botfly issue.
If you saw that and you knew that guy,
why is the back of your T-shirt moving? Why is the back?
Okay, the second one is it did get infected, but it's from a viper bite, a Terciopelo viper, and it went untreated and it got infected and it got gangrene.
Holy shit, that's what happens when you don't get that shit
right. So, and then the third one.
Hospital.
The third one is not an infection; it's shingles.
That looks like it hurts. That's gonna hurt.
That should scare you.
When you get to this age, we got to take the shots.
Right.
Apparently, there's a two-stage.
I need to go get that shit.
I have to wait another few months before I could get mine. You have to be 50.
And I hear that it takes it takes you down. It takes you down hard. You get sick.
I made this next slide.
Oh man, look at that guy.
So
that's
the leg. That's the leg. Yeah. I just this is informational.
Damn, that's bad.
that viper bite that got rid of this person's leg because it had to be amputated, obviously.
No.
The the scientific name is Bothrops asper for this snake. I have a couple pictures of it. It looks just like a snake. It's considered the most dangerous snake in Costa Rica, responsible for 46% of all bites and 30% of all hospitalized cases. Before 1947,
throw them into the sea. What happens?
Yeah, the fatality rate was 9%, but it's declined to almost 0. And there's some other information. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that as a PSA.
That's nasty.
Public service announcement on that one.
That's crazy. Watch your step in Costa Rica.
Do not.
You end up like this guy with a crispy critter leg.
Yeah, do not get bitten by this thing. Also, this went
That looks like a chicken wing that got left under the fridge for a fucking year.
I know. It went untreated, and that's the reason that happened. Okay, we're gonna do one little Zoltar. Hold on.
Zoltar.
Let me turn Zoltar on. Everybody, here's mini Zoltar.
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what his words of wisdom. Hopefully, they're not the same as last week.
Hear your fortune from Zoltar. Remember, it is a great deal better to do all the things you think you should than to spend the rest of your life wishing you had.
Wow, that's apropos to this whole.
That went so well with what we did.
Very profound.
Did
you plan that?
I did not. This is totally random. Zoltar wisdom.
Come on.
Wow, that went with our episode.
Well, this might be the best episode ever.
It might be. Okay.
It's one of my favorites so far.
Math problem.
Math problem of last week. Sorry. What
I forgot what
I don't remember what I said, and I don't.
Yeah.
My wife did it real quick this morning, like in 5 seconds.
A? Is that what it is?
It's A. It's -1 and 2.
C.
Anybody who's interested, I recommend you download our slideshow. That's how you.
Yeah.
That's how you get the math problem. Now I changed
the show.
I changed
What
it
do
up
they
this
want?
week. I decided to go with a word problem that I know the answer to. I'm not sure if you guys do. This is a riddle, but it's a math problem. So
Let's read it off. Read
okay,
it off.
I'm going to read this off. A farmer with a wolf, a goat, and a cabbage must cross a river by boat. The boat can carry only the farmer and a single item. If left unattended together, the wolf would eat the goat, or the goat would eat the cabbage. How can they cross the river without anything being eaten? So you have a goat, a cabbage, a wolf. You can only take one of them at a time across the river. How do you do this without having one of them eat the other?
Well, you jam the goat in the wolf's ass and the cabbage up the farmer's ass, and you just jump in the water and swim.
Again, you have to go with the parameters. I'm gonna let you guys take pictures of this and think about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Think about it.
I do. This is math. This is math. By the way,
I have a smart-ass answer, but that's just in general.
Yeah.
In life, I have smart-ass answers.
It's absolutely math. So
Okay.
Good.
How many trips can you take?
And a single item.
Take as many trips as you want. But
yeah.
But you can only take one thing at a time.
Okay. So you can only bring one thing with you.
With you. You can only take one thing with you. This is pretty rudimentary math. But
I still think the farmer puts the cabbage in his ass and then takes the wolf because the cabbage becomes part of the farmer.
I learn more and more about you as we do these, Gordon.
Yes.
All right.
But I like where you're going with the cabbage in your ass.
So this is math. This is not a.
You have to use math to solve it. Whether or not you realize you're using math when you solve it it's not.
Well, that's the beauty of math.
Yeah, it's not up to me.
Realize is every song you play is math.
Yeah, this is absolutely applied math right here. So good luck.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd like to give a shameless plug to my sisters and my Tulio's Burritos. My sister, who's one of our only listeners.
Wait, she did a pop up already. When's that? 3:10?
Yeah, it's sold out.
Tomorrow.
Sold out for tomorrow. Now the next time they do one, you might want to get it. So I would everybody who in the sound of my voice, go ahead, go to Instagram, follow Tulio's Burritos, Tulios Burritos.
Burritos.
It's on
Yeah.
Instagram, and they will tell you when they have a pop-up. These burritos are delicious. They are breakfast burritos. They are absolutely delicious.
Bomb ass
we got
breakfast
our
burritos.
first, we have our first ad.
Yeah.
On the.
They are delicious.
Well, Tulios will be on every
Are
week.
we sponsored by Tulios?
Sponsored by Tulios. Hey, I want a burrito. Goddammit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want a fucking T-shirt too. Where are the T-shirts?
Yeah. Well, when we, we'll.
Sure.
Of course, we would have to have some kind of reach for it to be worth somebody's sponsoring. So
we have more followers than Tulios does.
Not on Instagram. We don't.
Well, that's a different genre.
Have we gained anybody? Do we? How far is our reach today, Gabe?
Well,
except for a bunch of cat pages and a few people.
Well, I'm sorry to say that I didn't work on our. I've been very busy, so our TikTok I haven't worked on much. So we're still at 207, but on Instagram,
how are we supposed to have any effect with their Tulios, your sister's burrito club, if we don't grow this thing?
Yeah. Well, hopefully they can help us grow. We can help each other. We have.
Did you say bacon? Help us grow?
Yeah.
Sorry.
We have four followers on Instagram, by the way. One of them is my sister, and one of them is Tulio's Burritos. And I can't get my wife to follow us, so I'm gonna keep trying.
All right.
Hopefully next week we'll have 5.
I'll try to get my fiance.
Does my wife follow us?
No.
What does it say on Instagram? What do we go to?
Instagram?
Our Instagram. It's easy. It's not talking about that. Done. Not talking about that.
Do you have a page that pops up?
Yeah, not talking about that.
Us?
Just go not talking about that. That's our Instagram.
Is there an email that people can send in things?
Well,
we have an email.
I'm glad that you asked, because
TikTok?
You could go to our website, nottalkingaboutthat.com. You can email us at theguys@nottalkingaboutthat.com.
Can you watch these episodes on that?
Yeah, well, on the website. Yeah, if you'd ever visited it, you'd know that you could actually.
Is there?
I'll visit that today.
Yeah, you're never going to visit it. That's the.
Dude, all the shit we talk about him every time he gets up and leaves, he's gonna find out all that shit if he ever watches those. He'll never know what we say.
We have a TikTok, but so apparently TikTok may be off the air pretty soon, according.
I heard, right?
But he's upset.
But we also have an Instagram, and you just take the pod off of it, and it's not talking about that on Instagram. Not talking about that pod.
Instagram thing on this.
I didn't do it. I forgot.
I know you've been terribly
on Instagram.
Yeah,
for Instagram.
I'm talking about that on Instagram.
Yeah, I'll put that up, and we'll grow our Instagram following.
Not talking about that
on Instagram. It's just not talking about that. Not talking about that.
Yeah. So go to Instagram and just type in
exactly the same as our website. Not talking about that.com.
Without the dot.
We're gonna have to work on getting some people. I guess I'm gonna have to go.
You guys have to promote. I mean, I can only do so much as a marketing genius.
You watch what happens. I'm gonna get us at least 5 more people.
Oh man, that would be incredible,
dude. Just Tulios alone mentioning that shit like that. Food people love that.
And I think that if I was thinking maybe we should talk to Tulio's Burritos, and I would be willing to do a something where I sponsor some burritos for people that they invite, and then we promote our podcast at a burrito party.
At a burrito party,
a burrito party. Would there be Starship Unicorn playing at this?
Of course, Starship Unicorn. Also, maybe it would be a live podcast for people to watch.
I think Tulio's also needs a jingle. Goddamn.
That's true. That's something we can do for you. I know you're listening, Jamie. So
yes.
These ideas, you should jump on them, because they're these are good offers coming in, right?
Good offers.
I like the name Tulio anyway. There's a lot of good things to rhyme with Tulio.
Yeah.
Coolio.
Don't give them all away.
Unwrap your spoolio.
Yeah, I like that one. Wow, that was pretty good. Your spoolio.
You guys are giving them all away.
I'm gonna be DJ Spoolio.
DJ spool it up, yo. Spool it up.
I'm gonna spool you. All right. Well, I think that could keep going.
It was really good hanging out with
It was nice hanging out with you guys.
Good hanging out with you.
Yeah.
It's good hanging out with you. We'll do this fucking next week.
We will. We'll be back next week, maybe with 5 more followers. We've been promised by T-Bone. So,
dude, I will get you 5 at least.
You got to
at least
turn it
5.
over to your daughters, dude, and you'll fucking get.
I know.
Get all kinds.
That's how I know I'm going to get at least 5.
At least 5.
Yeah.
I mean, and tell them we're not really boomers, because we're not.
We're the other one. We're the one right after.
Yeah, we're Gen X, not boomers. We're not boomers.
Gen X.
That's it. We're Xers. Yeah.
So people, we're not boomers. We're Gen X.
Well,
all right, guys.
All right, we'll see you guys. See you guys next week. Good times.
See you next week.
Adios, amigos.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.